Look at the amount of dishes. That's ghetto. That's really ghetto. Hello friends! In today's video, I'm going to be sharing a full day in my kitchen, and as we cook together, I'll be chatting about something that's really important to me, self-care in motherhood, and how we can turn everyday tasks like cooking and cleaning into something that fills us up instead of drains us. We started in the kitchen with lunch. I made some loaded french fries by chopping up some potatoes. I seasoned them with salt, pepper, paprika, a little bit of Tony's, and I threw them in the air fryer. I topped them with cheese, bacon, some Pico, and some cilantro pesto my husband brought home. Super versatile. You can add whatever toppings you would like, and it's absolutely delicious. One of the biggest selling points when we bought our house was my big, beautiful kitchen island. I had dreams of having my own kids gathered around it while I made meals for our family and we chit-chatted. And honestly, that's what made this place feel like home to me. I now spend a lot of time here testing recipes for the blog, making sourdough, or just throwing together a simple meal for my family. And truthfully, for me, cooking has always been a form of self-care. I've always loved cooking. I remember sitting down as a child and watching Rachel Ray's 30-minute meals and feeling so inspired to be in the kitchen. And by the time I was 13, I was making whole meals for the family. The passion has never left me, and it's only grown as I stepped into my role as a homemaker. And here's the thing, I know that not everyone feels this way. Maybe the kitchen is the absolute last place you'd associate with self-care, and that's okay. But I think the message still stands. Homemaking can be a form of self-care if we let it. So if you're feeling stuck in the monotony of motherhood, like you're just doing the same tasks over and over, day in and day out, I get it. But sometimes the key isn't changing what you're doing, it's changing how you do it. So here's a few ways I make homemaking feel more or less like self-care. Add intention to your routines. Light a candle. Put on a playlist of your favorite music. For me, it's a little ghetto, right? We love Lotto around here. But maybe for you, it's country music. Open up the windows while you clean. These tiny shifts can change the whole energy of your home while you're homemaking. Reward yourself, right? So if you are struggling and you're like, okay, today the bathrooms need to be clean. After the bathrooms are clean, reward yourself, whatever that looks like for you. Maybe it's a glass of wine. Maybe it's taking a bath. Whatever it looks like, just celebrate the small wins. I also got a loaf of sourdough going, just some flour, water, starter, and salt. I did a few stretch and folds throughout the day when I remembered it. And yeah, if sourdough feels intimidating to you, I highly encourage you to go on my blog and just read some of the posts that are on there. I do my best to just simplify sourdough down to its basics. I also do have a video breaking down my sourdough routine. Get outside. Even if it's just a few minutes on your porch in the morning while you sip your coffee, fresh air is so healing. Romanticize the ordinary. Put on a cute apron. Use your quote-unquote good mug. Buy yourself some flowers and make a beautiful bouquet to put on your dining room table. Do little things that make every day feel a bit more special. Involve your kids. My kid, he's 8 months old. However, I know as he gets older, I'm going to buy him one of those learning towers, and it might get a little bit more messy. It might take a little bit longer, but I'm going to have him in the kitchen with me or folding laundry or whatever the case may be while I do my tasks, and we're going to enjoy that time together. Have a reset routine. So I often will put my child to sleep and doom scroll on TikTok for hours. Is that the best use of my time? No, it's absolutely not. However, sometimes you just need that. And I really think that that is a big part of homemaking, is taking time for yourself, because you cannot pour from an empty cup. And above all, I really want you to speak kindly to yourself. You are doing enough. And just because your house doesn't look perfect and it's not Pinterest worthy, you don't need to hustle harder. Joy can be found right here with the dishes in the sink, while folding laundry, even in the chaos, even when the baby's teething, which is hard to find the joy in the baby's teething because I have been in a perpetual state of teething for a month, so I feel you. It's real hard out here. I made some sourdough Cheese-Its. My son's first birthday is fast approaching, which I don't even want to talk about it. I'm very emotional. I don't know how this year has flown by, but I'm experimenting with some homemade snacks that he can eat. This recipe I'll have linked down below. I just added some discard flour butter seasonings. I pulsed it in the food processor. I put it in the fridge for 30 minutes, rolled them out and baked them. The problem with this recipe is I don't think the oven is hot enough. So I think 400 is probably better so they actually get crispy, because I ended up burning them a little bit, and you'll see at the end that they're a little bit crispy. So I think 400 would be a better temperature if you do follow this recipe. This isn't my recipe, it's just one I found online. And then in this clip you can see I'm just tidying up. When I spend a whole day in the kitchen like this, I really try to clean as I go, because I do not want a crazy mess at the end of the night. Then I made Caribbean green seasoning. My parents are from a small island called Grenada in the Caribbean, and this was one of the staple seasonings that we used growing up. It is herbaceous and flavorful, and you can use it to add flavor to any meat you're making. It's literally just herbs, vinegar, pepper, and oil blended together. It's absolutely delicious to have on hand for seasoning. I'm telling you, anything. I used it today to marinate the steak that we made to top the pupusas with. So now on to dinner. We made pupusa. My husband had been raving for weeks about these pupusas that one of his coworkers' moms made. They're so delicious. He brought them home. I tried them. They were fine. They were nothing to write home about. And I thought to myself, I could make this better. So I bought some corn masa and I mixed it with water. Unfortunately, the camera cut out when I was actually mixing the dough, but I made them, and I think I needed a little bit of extra water, so I did put some water on my hand, and that helped while I was shaping them. But I just shaped them, put some cheese in the middle. They were absolutely delicious, and I think better because of all the toppings that I put on there. And then for the slaw, I didn't have cabbage, so I had some homemade sauerkraut in the fridge. I used that. I mixed some onions, shredded carrots, vinegar, salt, and pepper, and I let that marinate while I cooked everything else. This slaw was absolutely delicious. I think the sauerkraut added an additional brininess. It was so good. So good. I fried up the pupusas. And then my husband grilled the steaks, and we topped the pupusas with the slaw, and I made some pico, and it was just absolutely delicious. course, at the end of this, I had a mountain of dishes that needed to be done. My husband gave the baby a bath while I did this, but I didn't quite finish, so he just washed up the remaining dishes while I put the baby to bed. Then we sat on the couch and watched TV together and had a relaxing night. So that's a full day in my kitchen. Thank you guys so much for spending this time with me. Hopefully you guys realize that homemaking, although it's not glamorous and it's often repetitive, it is beautiful if we just slow down and we find meaning in the tasks that we're doing. Let me know in the comments below, what are your favorite forms of self-care in motherhood, whether that be homemaking related or not. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and be sure to like, subscribe, and check out the recipes that I linked down below.